There's a lot of anecdotal advice around on improving your marriage. But if you want something you can really use that will actually make a difference and reignite your marriage, check out the link in the description below.
The question, how can I make sure my marriage lasts forever? Answer by Michelle Suquera. Marriage is a social institution that came about only because of children. As much as we like to think of marriage as a culmination of love and whatnot, there is no denying the fact that this was originally a contract between a man and a woman with the sole purpose of raising children. In today's slightly more modern social atmosphere, in order for a marriage to last, the couple would need the following criteria to match. Keep in mind, however, that this is only speaking of how a marriage can endure. In no way is this implying that this is the way to a happy marriage. Similar reasons. Both partners should enter the marriage for similar reasons. The reasons themselves could be anything: money, power, love, lust, pressure, stability, etc. The reason itself could be apparently silly, but both partners should share it. The marriage is not likely to work out if one partner marries for money, while the other marries for love, compatibility. It is highly imperative for both partners to have at least some things in common. This is an underrated factor, but nevertheless important. It is alright for both partners to have completely different interests and preferences and personalities, but there should be so many common ground for conversation. A marriage is likely to fall apart if the couple cannot speak to each other about anything other than how their meals taste. Note that I do not mean that the conversations have to be exciting, but both of them should get along well with each other. Minimum adjustments. If there are too many adjustments that are needed to be made after marriage, either by one spouse or by both of them, it is likely to lead to dissatisfaction and an inability to adjust. The adjustment could be perhaps because the parents of both partners refuse to approve of the union, leading to disputes and loss of peace, or a change in financial status of one partner, by marrying someone much richer or much poorer, or perhaps by marrying someone of another religion, assuming religion is an important factor, that is, or due to an early pregnancy, etc. Such adjustments could be both positive or negative, but they still are adjustments nonetheless. It leads to stress and struggles to adjust to a new environment. This is not to say that marriages that need more adjustments do not last. It just means that those marriages that fulfill these criteria have a higher chance of endurance. Similar views and lifestyle. Both partners should have a similar lifestyle. By this, I mean daily habits such as type of food eaten, time of sleeping and waking up, recreation preferences, exercises, etc. It would be inconvenient if one partner was a vegan and the other a hardcore non-vegetarian. Different dishes to be prepared, conflict over who would make the said dishes, etc. Likewise, it applies to religion as well. If one partner is excessively religious while the other does not practice or is an atheist, it would lead to arguments and guilt, and it might worsen if there are children involved. As for views, both partners should agree on things like parenting, for example, or even on financial matters such as investments, insurances, employment, etc. Comfort. This is perhaps one of the factors that comes with time. As time passes, even if the other factors such as compatibility, views, lifestyle, and adjustments change, the comfort with each other rises most of the time. From observation, the couple may have nothing interesting to talk about, or may argue with each other over everything, but if they are comfortable with each other, the marriage is bound to last. This is simply because after reaching a certain age, which is when the comfort level is at its peak, most people do not like change. They are secure in the knowledge that even if they have a lot of arguments with each other or have grown apart, they have found the one person they can be themselves with, i.e., they don't have to try to impress them constantly, as is the case in the early days of marriage. These are the most important factors contributing to a lasting marriage. Keep in mind that I have purposely not included love in this list. This is because, as I have written in the beginning, marriage as it came about was solely because of stability and children. Two people can love each other without getting married, but as soon as they do, the equation changes because it becomes something that is entered into with the intention of it lasting. In other words, marriage has a goal. Today, it need not be children because many couples choose not to have them. But it still has a goal nonetheless, perhaps an intangible one. If there was no goal at all other than legitimizing children, why would couples who do not want children want to get married today? I cannot give you an answer to that, but one of the reasons could be psychological security. That is a valid goal as well. Love helps a marriage, but it is not really an important factor for a lasting marriage simply because two people can love each other without wanting to marry, and marriages can last without two people being madly in love with each other. Plus, marriages in which two people love each other madly but lack in compatibility, similar lifestyle and that needs a lot of adjustments is likely to fall apart. Marriage is not love. Marriage is a contract. Marriage is staying together for a purpose. Of course, it depends on what your definition of love is. Answer by Defense Ward's Matrimony. One of the main ingredients of any successful marriage/relationship is honesty. Honesty means being truthful, doing the right thing and not telling lies. Connecting with others in an honest way is vital. This is what builds trust, the key element for making the relationship strong. However, we must ask ourselves, what do we mean when we say that we want honesty from another person? Most people mean that they want someone who won't lie to them or keep secrets, but the question of honesty goes beyond lying and secrets. There is a thing called honest honesty. It is when you are actually open about everything to your partner. Sharing your true feelings is an important aspect of honesty in a relationship and deserves your attention. But some people, even though they admit being honest to their partners, do not share everything to them. They are afraid of making the other partner feel bad, or they just sometimes do not feel comfortable to share it, while others worry about the reaction they will receive. This is when the problems start to bridge up. Of course, every human being has their own unique perceptions of the world, but by sharing these perceptions with each other, we get to know each other for who we really are. www.defensewordsmatrimony.com. Answer by Paul Byerly. A2A. It's not just up to you, but you can unilaterally do a great deal to give your marriage a good chance. Figure out what your husband really wants, and then do what you can reasonably do to make that happen. Some of that is what he wants from you, some it not. Learn to speak his love language. Learn what makes him feel loved and appreciated. If his sex drive is stronger than yours, don't make him always ask. Learn what makes him feel respected, and learn to accept his compliments. Also work to support his dreams in life. If he is really into something, learn enough about that thing to be able to talk about it with him. Encourage him to talk about his passions and dreams. Look for ways to help him move forward with those, and celebrate with him when he does. Do all of this with kindness and generosity. Give him the benefit of the doubt even when you see no reason to do so. Be quick to apologize and quick to forgive. Express gratitude for him, both to him and to others. BTW. It'd give the same exact answer if the genders were reversed. The 5 love languages, the secret to love that lasts. Gary Chapman, 9,780,802,412,706. Amazon.com. Books.